All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into a fascinating story from the book of Hebrews, a tale of two priesthoods. One was ancient and, well, temporary. The other is heavenly and eternal. And this contrast, as we're about to see, is the very bedrock for what the Bible calls a better covenant with God. It changes everything.
So, the book of Hebrews kicks things off with a pretty bold question. You see, the first priesthood, the one that came through Aaron and the tribe of Levi, was set up by God himself. I mean, it was sacred, it was incredibly detailed, and it was the center of Israel's worship for centuries. So, if it came directly from God, why on earth would it ever need to be replaced?
And there it is. That's the puzzle at the heart of this whole argument. Think about it. If that original system was truly perfect, if it could really make people right with God once and for all, then you'd think that would be the end of the story, right? But it wasn't. And figuring out why is the key to unlocking everything else.
This verse right here from Hebrews 7 is the key. It's the linchpin for the whole discussion. The argument is basically this. The fact that God even prophesied about a new kind of priest proves the first one couldn't bring what's called perfection, a complete, final, lasting reconciliation with God. A new priest wasn't just a backup plan. It was a divine necessity from the get-go.
So, to really get why this new priesthood is so much better, the author of Hebrews puts them side by side for us. And when you see them compared, it becomes obvious this isn't just a minor change. It's a profound, eternal upgrade.
So first up, their origin stories. Aaronic priests, they were men, called from among other men. Now, that's a huge honor, for sure, but it's still a human system based on lineage. But Jesus' priesthood, that was established by a direct, divine oath from God, who declared, "You are a priest forever," in the order of Melchisedec. One is a family business, the other is an eternal decree.
Next, what qualifies you for the job? Well, this was totally different. For a Levitical priest, it was all about your bloodline, what the text calls a law of a carnal commandment, basically a rule tied to your physical ancestry. But Jesus' qualification isn't about his family tree. It's based on who he is, the Son of God who has the power of an endless life. His very nature is his resume.
And this just nails the biggest problem with the old system. People die. Hebrews points out that there had to be many priests because, well, they were constantly being stopped by death. It was a revolving door of mortals. But Jesus, because he lives forever, he has an unchangeable, permanent priesthood. One priest, for all time. His work is never interrupted, his office is never vacant.
Okay, so here's the crucial point, the logical conclusion of all this. You can't just swap out something essential as the priesthood and expect everything else to stay the same. It doesn't work that way. A new, eternal high priest means there has to be a new, better system, a new covenant. The two are completely tied together.
The logic laid out in Hebrews 7 is crystal clear, and it goes like this. Step 1. The priesthood is changed. We go from Aaron to Melchisedec, from mortal to eternal. Step 2. Because of that, the law itself has to change. The old rules about sacrifices and rituals are replaced by a whole new reality. And that leads to step 3. A better covenant begins.
Now this word surety here, it just means guarantee. Jesus isn't just a part of this better covenant, he is the living, breathing, personal guarantee of it. Think about it. The old covenant was guaranteed by the people's ability to obey the law, which, didn't work out so well. This new one is guaranteed by God's own unbreakable oath, and the Son's endless life. It literally cannot fail.
And the security we get from this new covenant is so profound that it's actually described as an anchor for the soul. We'll dig into why that image is so incredibly powerful in our next study. But to really get a grip on why this new priest can offer such an ironclad guarantee, we first have to meet his ancient blueprint.
So who was this Melchizedek anyway? His name just sort of pops up out of nowhere in Genesis. But what a mysterious and powerful figure he is. His unique role, thousands of years before Christ, actually sets the stage for everything Jesus would be. So get this, Melchizedek was both king of Salem, which means king of peace, and he was priest of the Most High God. Having both of those titles at once was unheard of. He blesses Abraham, the father of the whole Levitical line, and he receives tithes from him, which shows he's actually greater. Hebrews then points to his mysterious origin story. No recorded family tree, no beginning or end, as a perfect symbol or a type of Christ's eternal priesthood.
And look, this isn't just some deep theological discussion for scholars. The move from a temporary priesthood to an eternal one has a huge, deeply personal impact. It changes the very nature of our hope and our access to God. This is where we find that anchor for the soul we talked about.
Okay, so before we get to the incredible conclusion of all this, let's do a quick recap. The old Levitical system? Temporary. It couldn't bring us to perfection. So God promised a better, eternal priest, his son, Jesus. This new priesthood isn't based on who your dad was, but on a divine oath and endless life. Because of this, it guarantees a better covenant. So what's the takeaway? Faith in this high priest is the way to God.
And this is the amazing result of it all. Because Jesus lives forever, he is able to save to the uttermost. That means completely, perfectly, and for all time, anyone and everyone who comes to God through him. Why? Because he ever liveth. He is always living to make intercession for them. His work on our behalf never, ever stops. It's happening right now.
So we're left with this final thought. What does it actually mean for your life today to have an eternal high priest who never takes a break from interceding for you? In Hebrews 6, we're going to see how this eternal priesthood secures that anchor for our souls, firm and steadfast. The better covenant doesn't just save us, it stabilizes us.